report of the Departmental Committee on Social Protection on its consideration of the Social Assistance Amendment Bill, National Assembly number 80 of 2023, and the Breastfeeding Mothers Bill, National Assembly Bill number 8 of 2024. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Alice. Next. No, read out notices of motion.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Honorable members, we have a few statements at order number 7, but I will direct that we move to order number 8, 9, and 10, and put the questions, having finished your committees. Then we come back to statements. Clerk.
Order number 8, motion. Report of the Committee of the Whole House on Public Finance Management number 3 Bill. Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 44 of 2024. Question to be put and third reading.
Order, Alice, take your seat at the nearest seat. Where you are going is definitely not the nearest seat. Honorable members, I'll now put the question. At order number 8, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Public Finance Management Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 44 of 2024. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, a mover, Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Public Finance Management Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 44 of 2024, be now read a third time. I also request the Honorable Junet Mohammed, the Leader of Minority, to second.
Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
Thank you. Mama Machakos, take your seat. Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the Public Finance Management Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 44 of 2024, be now read a third time. I put the question, and I've confirmed that we have quorum, which is that the Public Finance Management Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 44 of 2024, be now read a third time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clerk.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Public Finance Management Act to provide for financial management in the transfer of functions between Article 187 of the Constitution and for connected purposes.
Thank you. Next.
Order number 9, motion. Report of the Committee of the Whole House on the Public Finance Management Amendment number 4 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2024. Question to be put and third reading.
Order, member for cases, take your seat. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 9, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Public Finance Management Amendment number 4 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2024. Mover? Sorry. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover?
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Public Finance Amendment number 4 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45, be now read a third time. I also request Honorable Major Bashir to second.
Major? Give him the mic.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the Public Finance Management Amendment number 4 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2024, be now read a third time. I confirm that we have quorum to put the question, and I now put the question, which is that the Public Finance Management Amendment number 4 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2024, be now read a third time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Public Finance Management Act and for connected purposes.
Order number 10, motion. Report of the Committee of the Whole House on Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 48 of 2024. Question to be put and third reading.
Kate, take your seat. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 10, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 48 of 2024. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover?
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 48 of 2024, be now read a third time. I also request the Honorable Beatrice Alach, member for Dagoretti North, to second.
Beatrice?
I second.
Thank you. Kamket, you look restless today. Can you take your seat? Muta ameiba ng'ombe yako? Or the other way around? Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 48 of 2024, be now read a third time. You put the question. I confirm that we have quorum to put the question, which is that the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 48 of 2024, be now read a third time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act and for connected purposes.
Thank you. Call out order number 11 as well.
Order number 11, the Higher Education Loans Board Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 58 of 2022, second reading, question to be put.
Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 11, which is at the Higher Education Loans Board Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 58 of 2022, be now read a second time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Higher Education Loans Board Act 1995.
We go back to order number 7.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
We'll start with the request for statement by Joyce Kamene, member for Machakos County. Give Joyce the mic. Joyce, that's the problem of sitting where you never sit. They keep on flashing where you ordinarily sit. You don't have your card?
No.
Go ahead.
A request for a statement regarding the status of Mavoko Water Supply Project. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee of Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation regarding the status of Mavoko Water Supply Project. Honorable Speaker, the Mavoko Drinking Water Supply Project is an initiative financed jointly by the Government of the Republic of Kenya and the Kingdom of Belgium, in line with the national government's commitment to provision of universal, clean, and safe water. The project seeks to increase the water supply capacity of 12,000 and 5,000 cubic meters per day to Mavoko and Syokimau areas, respectively. Hundreds of residents who have been hoping to benefit from the project, considering the perennial water shortages in these areas, continue to face challenges owing to the incoordinate delay in the implementation of the project. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I rise for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation on the following. A report on the status of implementation of the Mavoko Drinking Water Supply Project, jointly funded by the Kenya and Belgium government. A report on the steps being taken by the ministry to ensure a completion of the project and the expected timelines for its completion. And finally, the interim measures being taken by the ministry to address the water scarcity faced by the residents and to protect them from unscrupulous water vendors. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Kamene. Chair, Blue Economy, Water, Bowen. When will you bring the response?
Mr. Speaker, the Mavoko Water Project is a very important project. It has delayed for long. And Mr. Speaker, allow me to follow with the ministry and report back to the House at the beginning of next year. By February, Mr. Speaker, the first week of February, I'll bring it because it's a complex issue which has been done for years.
Next, David Kiplagat.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Request for a statement regarding the demotion and compulsory leave imposed on senior staff members at the University of Nairobi by its council. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding the demotion and compulsory leave imposed on senior staff members at the University of Nairobi by the council. Honorable Speaker, I have a problem. The chairperson is not listening. He is engaged somewhere else.
Honorable Meli, that missile is aimed at you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Him can multitask.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, on 14th October 2024, the Governing Council of the University of Nairobi announced the termination of services of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Stephen Kiama. Its removal marked the culmination of a 4-year tenure, during which he often clashed with the University Council over matters such as leadership style and university reforms. These disputes are alleged to have contributed significantly to his termination as Vice Chancellor of the University of Nairobi. Following the departure and appointment of Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Margaret Acheson, the Council, through its meeting held on 31st October and 4th November 2024, resolved to place senior staff members on compulsory leave. These actions appear to target individuals perceived as allies of the former Vice Chancellor, rather than being based on their professional performance or specific breaches to their duties. Honorable Speaker, the senior staff placed on compulsory leave principles of fair administrative action as enshrined in our Constitution, Employment Act Cap 226 and the Universities Act Cap 210. Furthermore, it exposes the internal wrangles of the university recent ranking, where it dropped for the first time to a second place in the country. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education on the following matters. One, a report on the circumstances surrounding the demotion and compulsory leave of the Director of Finance, CPA Stephen Kimeli, Director of Procurement, Mr. Dixon Lukonso, Director of Human Resource, Mrs. Jane Katune, Registrar of the Administration, Mr. Bernard Njuguna, and the Director of Facilities, Mr. Andrew Mbuku, including measures that the University Council has put in place to ensure that fair administrative action, due disciplinary process were followed. Two, a report on the circumstances surrounding the termination of the services of former Vice Chancellor Professor Stephen Kiama and steps taken to provide fair administrative action before termination. Third, steps that were taken by the council to give prior notice and warning to the affected staff, particularly the Director of Finance, CPS Stephen Kimeli, where the chairman of the council signed the letter, and whether they were given an opportunity to respond to any allegations made against them. Fourth, measures taken to restore public faith in the governing council of the university, considering the apparent internal wrangles between the staff and the university council. Lastly, a report on the number of regular and special sittings held by the Council of the University of Nairobi, resolution made, and any letters asking disciplinary action against staff as resolved by the Council. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Chair, Education.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also want to thank the member for Soy for raising that matter, because the matter is, the committee has got taste of this matter. University of Nairobi has been having a lot of wrangles of late, and I think it has been in the media, it is in everywhere. We took it up as a committee to really interrogate this issue, and I think I'll bring a comprehensive report before the House next week, Tuesday. On Tuesday? Tuesday, yes.
It's a matter that you must take very seriously.
In fact, that is why
this is the university.
The university. It is I'm actually an alumni of the University of Nairobi, yes, and I must take it with a lot of concern.
Rindikiri?
We solve.
Hold, Rindikiri?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, I'm alumni of the same university, Mr. Speaker. I think that what we are seeing now, there is deteriorating of the various universities, more university, and it all starts like this. And what is happening now at the University of Nairobi, I think we should arrest this situation before it gets worse. Because it's not only the economic deterioration, but also the management of the institution. And this is the first university. Since independent, it has been always running smoothly. But for the last 10 years, something is wrong. Mr. Speaker, I think the alumni members who are here, including you, I think this is our serious responsibility. We should not let them go the more university way. I thank you.
Yes, Kerima, you're also from the university?
Yes, Speaker, I'm an alumni of the same. Mine is that, sincerely speaking, there is a problem with our universities as we speak. And unless and until when we remove political interference in our universities, the institutions will continue running down. For if you look at the board of management, council of governors, council of university, a number of them, the people appointed there, they carry their own interest there, not the interest of the university, neither the students who are there. They don't carry public interest there. It's their own interest because they are there as a dumping site, having lost political positions in some other areas, and then just carried and be made university council members. And as for that, if you look at it clearly, they have no manifesto and they have no policy of what they want to do with the university. It's just a resting place for a number of them. And as for that, when they go, they remove the vice chancellors or the administrators who are not agreeing with them. And that's what befell Professor Kiama. And here the problem is. So I'm requesting the Committee of Education Speaker, of which also is a political body by itself, because we are politicians and we cannot separate politics from ourselves. That when they're investigating the same, they should separate the idea and come up with correct reasons of why our universities are declining. It's a terrible thing.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, protect me from Lindigiri. The fact that he's alumni of Nairobi University.
There is no Nairobi University.
The University.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mine, I rise on this ground that, Mr. Speaker, it's now a clear witness that for the last couple of months in this floor of the House, we've been discussing issues surrounding universities. One of it being Moi University, that is a university within my constituency, which is at ICU now. The other day we were talking of Egerton University. Some words are going around also. Jomo Kenyatta is also facing some challenges. Then, Mr. Speaker, I think it is high time I would request you give direction to the ministry to begin to relook at the charter of universities and how the universities are being managed. It is high time we reevaluate the management and the councils of the universe so that we have a clear people with a clear mind, a clear vision of relooking back at our institutions so that we're able to protect our institutions. Else we are losing the glory where Kenyan education was regarded in the entire Africa and even the whole world as the best education, and it could produce technical people that can be relied upon. But with these current management issues, the way it is going, I fear that the quality of our higher education, Mr. Speaker, is coming down drastically. I would want to request that you give direction that the ministry need to give a firm position on what are they going to do, what they intend to do, the plans and policies they are putting in place to safeguard our institutions.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much.
Oundo, the last one on that.
Thank you, Speaker. Let me also confess that I'm an alumni of the University of Nairobi.
Very good.
Second, I must also go on record that before I came here, I was a staff member of the University of Nairobi as a lecturer. Honorable Speaker, I think the problem we are facing is not unique to the University of Nairobi. It seems to be a cross-cutting issue throughout the country. And my feeling and my opinion is that it's a governance issue. We might have to relook at the Universities Act, look at all other institutions that governs the university. Because honestly speaking, I really cannot understand why there should be wrangles between transition from one vice chancellor to another. I do not understand why simple administrative issues about dealing with the staff should even become an issue that needs to be brought to the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, I want to invite the chair of the Education Committee. Probably during this long recess, you could ask the indulgence of the Speaker to allow you probably 1 week. Call the vice chancellors, call the council chairs, call some students, just reflect. At the end of the day, we will be able to have our solution. Honorable Speaker, there is a working party, presidential working party on the education reforms. They have an extensive discourse on the issues of the university. Pick that report and let it be your sole responsibility, your new area solution, that you must solve the issues bedeviling university administration, governance, management issue before the end of the next calendar year. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, merely Tuesday, you bring a serious, comprehensive statement.
I will, Mr. Speaker. I think the issues that are there are quite big and they are quite historical. And this House, a number of those issues I agree with the Honorable Unda and the members, are administrative, governance, financial, and it runs across from the time when we
You bring the statement.
So I'll bring the statement.
It pains us to see
that
our university,
in fact,
the Vice Chancellor is sacked every week.
That is it.
That is not how to run a university.
And the chairman of the council is even signing letters to sack workers and even to employ. It's very wrong.
You must resolve this. Honorable Yusuf Farah. Honorable Farah, statement dropped. Pardon? Hold your horses first. Response to a statement. Honorable Protas Akuja is in the house. Protas Akuja. Social protection. Alice, the questioner is not here. So we'll defer the question response to Tuesday morning. Majority Leader. Pardon? Where's the Majority Leader?
He has just stepped out.
Okay. Oundo, what is your point of order?
I know you have mentioned about us passing bills here in the National Assembly and going outside there and say we do not even know what we passed here. But that's a story for another day. But now, Honorable Speaker, sometimes in the middle of this year, we passed amendment in the Independent Electoral and Commission Boundaries Act, some the IEBC Act. And it was the expectation of the people of Kenya that before we go for Christmas, or sometimes earlier, we would have a new commission in place where I've got all the commissioners, it's functioning. Honorable Speaker, I thought I would get the chairman of JLAC here today. He's a studious member of this house, but unfortunately he's not here. But this is a house in perpetuity. I just wanted to find out what's the status of appointment or appointment of commissioners of IEBC.
Thank you, Honorable Undo. Honorable Undo, it's not even within the jurisdiction of JLAC anymore. JLAC finished their work. The matter came to the commission. It is the appointing, the recommending authority for appointment. All the nominating bodies, LSK nominated, Parliament through PSC nominated, religious bodies nominated, ISPAC nominated. Then we came to the political parties liaison committee, to which your party and the party across the floor belongs. And the third arm are parties unrepresented in this house. They have been playing ping pong in court until today. I even wrote a letter to His Excellency the President advising him to gazette. Before the letter left my office to OP, there was a court order. There was a court order by people, two people, one called Muli, another one called Muli. Yes, Muli a female, Muli a male. They are the ones who are fighting in court. I think there's a judgment coming tomorrow or Monday. If those orders are discharged, His Excellency the President will gazette the panel the next day. And once the panel is gazetted, we'll move in earnest to ensure that they advertise, they get the long list, reduced to the short list, interview, and bring forward the names to this house for approval of the IEBC. It is dangerous for the country to go without an IEBC. I agree with you. Shinali? Yeah. Shinali?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I rise to pay tribute to Mr. Absolum Castro Wendo. Mr. Speaker, it is with profound sorrow that I rise to pay tribute to Mr. Absolum Castro Wendo, a son of Ikolomani constituency, who served this house diligently as a sergeant of arms. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Wendo was awarded the Head of State Commendation from the late President Mwai Kibaki in 2010 for his exemplary work and unwavering devotion to duty in the National Assembly. For many decades, Wendo's voice was roaring in this chamber as an icon for the Speaker's procession making way to the House at the commencement of the House business. While serving Parliament, Mr. Wendo jealously cutted the rules and traditions of the House and was a strong pillar to Parliament's institution's memory until his retirement in 2010. He rose through the ranks and left as a commissioner or assistant sergeant at arms. Having served many sessions of Parliament, his hard work and legacy will inspire many generations to come. He carried on his duty to the inaugural session of Bungoma County Assembly for the years 2013-2017, Mr. Speaker. I want to extend my heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, former colleagues both in the National Assembly and the County Assembly of Bungoma, and the people of Ikolomani, Bungoma, and Kakamega County as they come to terms with this massive loss. Mr. Speaker, it is only on Saturday that we buried Mr. Wendo's father, Mzee Muyeya. And the same day at night, we lost Castro Wendo. May God rest his soul in eternal life. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Eternal peace. Thank you, Shinali. I think among us here, the only person who probably would know Wendo is Kainan and a few others. Wendo was a colossus in this house, very commanding, and he was always the one clearing the way for the speaker to come to the chamber. A very good man. When devolution came, he was seconded to establish the County Assembly of Bungoma, where he worked for 5 years. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Yes, Mwenje?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to refer you to Article 27 and Article 38 of our Constitution. Article 27, which provides for freedom of discrimination, especially on ethnicity.
Freedom against discrimination or freedom of discrimination?
Equality of freedom from discrimination. And Article 38 that protects political rights, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to just quote one of 38(2), which says, every citizen has the right to free, fair, and regular elections based on universal suffrage and the free expression of the will of the electors for A, any elective body.
Article number?
38(2)A.
Go on.
Which provides, I'll just start again. Every citizen has the right to free, fair, and regular elections based on universal suffrage and the free expression of the will of the electors for any elective public body or office established under this Constitution. Honorable Speaker, the reason I want to bring this matter to your attention and to the attention of the House is a video, Honorable Speaker, we've been seeing going around in the social media regarding a specific religious leader speaking on an issue that touches on certain areas, and more specifically Lamu, where he specifically mentions that a certain community or people from a certain ethnic community should not vie for seats in such an area. Honorable Speaker, the reason I'm bringing this to your attention, those of us who represent metropolitan constituencies, such as myself, where we have all the communities, it creates a lot of tension that is unnecessary. Right now, in that specific video, this specific religious leader mentions the Kikuyu community of not being, that they should not vie in a specific area. Honorable Speaker, you'll know that we've seen since the inception of our constitution, where even Kibaki was once elected in Nairobi, moved to a different area. We've seen even the former member for Dagoretti North move to a different area. In fact, even in Embakasi, the last member of the larger Embakasi went to vie in Kiambu, and that's the trend, Honorable Speaker. We have members of minority communities being elected where there's another dominant community in that various area. So, Honorable Speaker, I believe this is a matter of grave attention, which requires the Cohesion Committee to advise what is the action that is being taken against this specific leader. And more importantly, Honorable Speaker, we would want even the leader of majority, leader of minority to reassure the citizens of our country that everybody has a right to vie where they want to vie, and nobody should be discriminated based on ethnicity or any other form of discrimination that might be taken upon. So, Honorable Speaker, to me, this is a grave issue from my constituency, and I can tell you, it has caused some serious tensions from some of our metropolitan constituencies. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
What? Yes, Deputy Speaker.
I stand on a point of information to the Honorable Member that actually we have an independent Constitutional Commission to deal with those kind of complaints. So the easiest thing is just to go and report to NCIC. The person will be prosecuted. They'll investigate, and the person will be prosecuted. Because we have seen NIC in the past, they used to actually even arrest people at night. If you remember the story of Linturi, when he spoke in Eldoret and made a remark that was construed to be that, even though it was wrongly done, he was arrested in the middle of the night from Eldoret and brought to Nairobi to be charged. So we should tell NCIC to do their work. In fact, they should have taken immediate note of it and acted. So in fact, NCIC has failed Kenya. The only time they were active is during the last elections, because they were working for the previous regime and they were arresting people. If you remember, Honorable Oscar Sudi was arrested for referring to describing women's mammary glands, and he was arrested. It was not even a cohesion issue. So on this one, I think the committee should not deal with it. They should simply summon NCIC. Thank God their term is ending, because they have failed Kenyans, led by Reverend Kobia, who's the biggest failure. So it is them who are not doing their job. We should be asking NCIC to do their job.
Honorable Mwenje, what you should do so that we don't escalate, if you can provide the clip, the speaker has not seen it yet. If you can provide the clip to the clerks at the table, I will look at it tomorrow or over the weekend, and on Monday I can give direction. But for avoidance of doubt, the Constitution of Kenya 2010 enjoins every citizen and any citizen to live anywhere on the territory of Kenya, to own property, transact business, make friends, marry who they want, and live where they want, without any discrimination of any sort. And anybody who does that violates the Constitution. So get the clip, I'll give direction. Thank you. Majority Leader.
On my statement, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was hoping it's on my statement, although if I could also just add on that, Honorable Speaker, I have actually viewed that clip. I don't know whether the gentleman on the clip is an actual religious leader or just draped in Islamic religious clothing, but what he was saying is very unfortunate, and NCIC, I want to agree with the Deputy Speaker, NCIC has indeed failed this country, because that person, the kind of things he was saying is not just against a community, but also against religions, especially the Christians living in Lamu and the coastal region. And Honorable Speaker, I do hope the Honorable Mwenje will be able to furnish your office with that clip so that you may issue the necessary directives, especially to NCIC, DCI, and the Inspector General of Police. That gentleman should be answering in court, not being discussed in the National Assembly. I think you feel very sweet being discussed by the August House. Honorable Speaker, allow me to read the Thursday statement on behalf of the House Business Committee pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2a. On behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Monday, 25th November 2024, to prioritize business for consideration during this week. As members will recall, last week the House adopted a motion resolving to hold additional sittings for purposes of considering priority business ahead of the long recess. I therefore want to urge committees to expedite any pending business to enable its conclusion. I also encourage members not to tire in attending the plenary sessions, some of which are extended, so that the House concludes with all that it needs to finish with before we commence the long recess at the end of next week. Honorable Speaker, members will note that today and tomorrow's sittings are dedicated to consideration of individual members' business. Therefore, I urge members to be present and ready to prosecute their business. Further, with regards to business schedule for tomorrow, Friday, 29th November 2024, the House is expected to consider the following bills at various stages, if not concluded today. One is Committee of the Whole House on the County Government Revenue Raising Process Bill, of 2023 and the Cooperative Bill 2024. 2 is the second reading of the following bills: the Higher Education Loans Board Amendment Bill number 22 of 2022. I believe this is a bill by Honorable Joyce Kamene. That's why I'm saying we have allocated time this afternoon and tomorrow, because many of these bills were due to lapse.